Hi guys, it's ELLANEE, Sleep Coach Mom, and I'm here today to give you some tips for traveling with your child. So I want to preface it by saying especially if your baby is on like a multiple nap schedule, it is not pleasant. It's not fun traveling with kids, but there are some things you could do to help get you through it. So the first thing is while you're in transit, you have to give yourself grace. So if your baby is on a 3-nap schedule, I typically suggest like specific times for your naps and for your baby to be putting him or herself to sleep for at least 2 of those 3 naps. But in this case, you might have to assist your child to sleep, and it might be at off times. When we traveled with my youngest when she was 6 months old, she was on a 3-nap schedule, and I think she took like 4 or 5 20-minute naps in the carrier while we were on the airplane. So you just kind of have to work with what you have and give your baby the sleep he or she needs however you can while you're traveling. Which brings me to the second tip, which is whenever you arrive at your destination, if you could scope out some sort of spot for your child to sleep, by him or herself, so that you guys don't disrupt one another. I've heard of people using bathrooms, of people using closets, but it's not necessary. You can make do with the space that you've provided, but you're gonna have to make up for the lost sleep during the actual traveling process by giving your child an early bedtime. So you do that as soon as you get to where you are. You probably are just gonna have to put your child to sleep and not worry about schedules again or anything like that, and work with what you're given. And you might have to do that depending on the time zone for like a couple days, or maybe throughout your entire trip, depending on how naps are. But early bedtime will be your best friend. Then the third tip is, depending on the duration of your stay, you are probably going to have to slowly push your baby toward a schedule that you see fit. Whether you want to stay on the schedule if you're out of the time zone of that being at home. I've heard of people doing that and that's worked for them, but that might not be an option for you. So you might just want to push them slowly toward a normal schedule. But again, you're gonna be out sightseeing, you're gonna be doing things. It's okay if you assist them to sleep, if they fall asleep in the carrier or in the carriage or in the carrier, it doesn't matter. You just have to kind of go with it and do your best to hit the times that you can. And again, fall back on early bedtime if you're able to. And then the fourth tip, which I think is the most important, is that through the process, it can be incredibly stressful to travel with a child. And I know that it can be especially stressful to feel like you're not following the rules because you're helping them to sleep and you're not meeting all the nap times and what are you supposed to do? Or even just the fact that your child is exhausted, right? It can be super stressful. Just to take a deep breath and to know that you will be coming back to structure. That even though you might be, breaking the rules while you're on vacation, that's kind of part of being on vacation. So once you're back home, your child will have their own sleep space. They're still gonna grow up even if they're exhausted right now, and everything's gonna be okay. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful for you. And I'm looking forward to answering the other questions that people had asked. Bye.